Russell Wilson is finally back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All the injury talk that's been going on for months now will finally come to an end, as Russell Wilson is now healthy enough to not be a limited participant in practice and be a full participant. And Mike Tomlin announced this week that he will be active for this week's game. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now let's get right back into it. So, just breaking down Russell Wilson's tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He comes here, training camp, gets injured, calf injury. He's a limited participant all throughout training camp, barely participates. Then preseason comes along. He heals a little bit from that calf injury, re-aggravates that injury again, dealing with the calf injury, misses all of preseason after he played his first game. And then comes along the season. He's named the starter, opening week 1, in practice on the Thursday before the game. He gets injured again, re-aggravates that calf injury, and has been out ever since. Well, this is the week. Russell Wilson, he's back from that calf injury, full participant in practice. Let's see if he's able to be healthy and not re-aggravate that injury. He is still the second option at quarterback. Mike Tomlin announced that he will be backing up Justin Fields, but he will be active on game day. He's not going to be that third emergency quarterback and be inactive like he's been the first 5 weeks of the season. He's actually healthy enough to back up Justin Fields. If any injury happens, if Justin Fields has to come out the game for a few snaps or one snap like he did in this past week's game, then it will be Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is healthy enough from that calf injury to be back on the field. So, just breaking down Russell Wilson's tenure with the team, it's been a crazy one thus far, and it looked like he had the job secured. He came in, signed this offseason to be the starter at quarterback. Even with Justin Fields being traded shortly later to the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was still named the starter. Mike Tomlin has always said Russell Wilson will be in pole position to be the starting quarterback, but his injury really derailed his career in Pittsburgh. And now, unless Justin Fields plays terribly, absolutely terribly, or gets injured, then Russell Wilson will be the backup, and he's not in pole position of the starting quarterback role anymore. So that doesn't mean that Russell Wilson can't benefit this team. He's benefited off the field, being a leader in the locker room, a leader in the media, just talking on and off the field, talking to these players, being the captain of this team. So it's not like he can't help the team off the field. He has been, and that's why he was voted at the beginning of this season to be a captain of this football team. So anyway, enough with that. Let's talk about what Mike Tomlin had to say about Russell Wilson and his thoughts on his preparation for this week. Here's his quote on Russell Wilson. "I thought he had a good week. He's proven his health. Now it's just a matter of knocking the rust off. Yeah, he's probably going to be active as the number 2 quarterback. I like what I've seen out here. But again, health and rust are 2 different things. I thought he had a good week displaying his health, his ability to protect himself. Now it's just a process of getting reacclimated to the ball." End quote. So, Russell Wilson, he basically responded to that saying this with his quote. "Yeah, I feel confident that I'd be ready to play and play at a high level. And I think we're being really smart too and trying to understand exactly how I feel. It's my first week really back out there with you guys and playing and all that stuff. So I really feel confident about that, and the ball's spinning. And that's a good thing. So I have no doubt in my mind, once I step between the white lines, I'll be ready to go." End quote from him. So looking at what Mike Tomlin had to say first, he makes sense. Russell Wilson, he now may be healthy, but that doesn't mean that he's been playing football for the last 6, 7, or even months since he's been injured, because he hasn't. He's been a limited participant in practice all the way dating back to training camp. He's played in one preseason game, like the first quarter of a preseason game, and then got injured. So he's basically been out and hasn't played football in a long time. He hasn't done the bootlegs. He hasn't done all that until just this week in practice, where he got a full participant. He's been really just been a stationary quarterback in practice and going through limited participant drills. So it is now, hey, his calf feels fine, but is he actually ready to play football? Is he ready to get back on the field and be a quarterback, read the defense, get acclimated and all that? He's been in this league a long time, 15 plus years. So obviously he has all the experience and everything that you want, but it's a new team, a new system, and everything like that. And when you've not been going through all the drills, all the practices with these guys, you're not really acclimated to the new team. So it's about getting him caught up on the ball, like Mike Tomlin said. But obviously, Russell Wilson, he feels as though if he's put out there, he's ready to go, as he should. Like I said, he's been a veteran in this league, 15 plus years. He's seen it all. He's been to a Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl. He's been able to see it at a high level and play at a high level for most of his career. So obviously, he feels as if he's put out there, he'd be ready to go and doesn't matter. And he could get these guys going and win football games, as he should. But to be honest, when looking at Russell Wilson at quarterback, it kind of scares me when you think of it like this. The Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, they've had their ups and their downs. And for a lot of the time, Justin Fields has to make something out of nothing with his legs. He has to extend the play, he has to move around the pocket, or run for first downs just to get this offense going and be a spark in the offense with his legs. And can Russell Wilson do that if eventually he takes over and is the starter next week? If Mike Tomlin and them feel as though he's healthy enough to be the starter, or Justin Fields not playing well, or whatever, and they just decide to go back to Russell Wilson as the starter for whatever reason, would Russell Wilson be ready to go and make those scrambling type plays, run away from players, running miles per hour at a high level, as we've seen week after week, defense linemen are running 15 miles per hour and things like that? Is he ready to be chased down by players and outrun players to pick up a first down, to pick up yardage, to just extend the play? Is his calf ready for that? Because he hasn't been doing it for a while. Or is the injury going to get re-aggravated? Is he ready? That's the only thing that I would be worried about for the Steelers' sake if Russell Wilson is in the game. He's no Justin Fields. Justin Fields can fly up and down the field, side to side, do whatever he needs to do, strong arm and everything. Russell Wilson has the IQ. Is he going to be the player that could make the plays in the pocket and can only make the plays in the pocket and can't move around it? It would be a lot different if the Pittsburgh Steelers offense was a high-flying offense in terms of, hey, they're really explosive, they're the best offense in the NFL, Russell Wilson doesn't need to move around. He could just throw the ball up and down the field and have success. The Steelers aren't that type of offense. They need someone to make something out of nothing, be unordinary. And also, it would help if the Steelers had one of the best offensive line. They had someone who could protect, they had guys to protect the quarterback, they rarely ever get sacks. Well, the Steelers don't have that. The Steelers allow pressures a lot and things like that. So it would be different if the Steelers and Russell Wilson was put in a different offense, but he's not. He's put in this one, and sometimes he needs someone who can make something out of nothing, and that's why I believe Justin Fields will be the better option, even if Russell Wilson is healthy, just based off of how this offense is set up. Anyway, we shouldn't even have to be talking about Russell Wilson right now. It's about the Raiders game. And just a quick update, Jalen Warren, who has a PCL sprain, was ruled doubtful for this game earlier in the week by Mike Tomlin, but after full participants in practice, and he says he feels amazing, he could be ready to go, and that doubtfulness could become questionable, or an active on game day type of player real soon. Also, it's against the Raiders, so all the talk about Justin Fields and this offense being bad, this is a time to put up and show out and show how explosive you could be against a Raiders team that is not good. Put all the rumors to doubt that Russell Wilson will take over soon, just have an amazing game, Justin Fields, and show why you're quarterback number one. And this is the team to do it against, if you're ever going to do it. So, with that being said, that's the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about Russell Wilson returning to practice and full participant, will be active on game day as the second quarterback and not the third inactive emergency quarterback. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if he should take over as starter really soon, or do you believe he's still concerns about him and his injury? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on Mike Tomlin's comments and his as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything like that. I cover everything Pittsburgh Steelers football. This is the best spot for it, so stay tuned to the channel, turn on notifications, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.